What is up, guys, gals, and all you awesome minions of different shapes and sizes? It's me, Josh, aka Noir Proxy, bringing you some Kill Strain today on the PlayStation 4. It's just officially come out, and it's a really cool concept of a game. You may notice there are 3 channels of heroes here. I will be getting into that. Now, this game, in a sense, reminds me of a MOBA. A top-down shooter MOBA. I'd consider that, with a little bit of like a team deathmatch thing going on, maybe a little bit of a survival kind of zombie horde aspect to it too. It's really nice. It's a really cool concept, as just mentioned. And you may notice too that it's all hero-based. When I say it's a MOBA, there is like a MOBA feeling to it, but it's more of this thing where you don't have minions. It's all very hero focused, so all the characters that you play as can be completely unique. You can actually play as all the same types of heroes. But the point of the game, and this is really cool, the point of the game is that you have 3 teams. That sounds really weird, right? Because generally when you're playing as a MOBA or something like that, or even any kind of multiplayer focused game, there are just 2 teams. But in this game, there are 3 teams. You have blue team, which is a human team, yellow team, which is a human team, and then you have red team, which is a zombie space mutant thing. Yeah, it's just there's monsters and mutants of space, and they're just really deadly and really scary. And you may notice on the bottom right, you have blue team on the left, yellow team on the right, and then red team at the top. Red team being the zombie space mutants, and they've taken over most of the map, and there's a reason for this. That is because they are the giant hive swarm Zergy thing of doom and death. You may notice that the stuff on the floor, which is getting covered around, looks like the Zergy taint from StarCraft, which is instantly when I saw that, that's what it completely reminded me of. But this is the point of the game. I'm going to explain what the point of these 3 teams is about. You have to try and work towards one of the enemy team bases. You can go for anyone you want. You can go for red. Say if you're blue team, you can go for red or you can go for yellow. If you're yellow, you can go for blue or you can go for red. If you're red, you go for blue or yellow. It's just that simple. You just got to focus on one. It's this thing where I thought initially that it was going to be about red team having to take both teams down, but it's not. It's actually just about one of the teams taking down another team's base, and then you win. And this is how it works. So blue team and yellow team are human teams, right? They have to go to these little like truck mining things in the middle of which were just stood right next to here, take those over and use these canisters, which you then throw on the taint nodes. We'll class this as taint. It's Zerg taint. You throw it on these taint nodes, and that kind of like clears up the floor so you can walk over it, because if you walk over it, it hurts you. And then what you do then is you have to go to the middle of the map, take over this kind of like main base, and that actually increases your timer for you actually being able to use your special ability for your entire team, because every single hero has like a special ability that they all share, which is really cool, and I'll get into that in a second. But the red team has to basically stop both of those teams taking that over, and obviously as well killing both teams. But they do that in a very special way. And this is going to how we're getting into this. So, as mentioned, blue team trying to kill red team or yellow team trying to kill blue or red team. And while they're doing that, it's this thing of like a constant juggle. Because it's hero-based, this thing where you got, as you can see here, look, heroes just like smashing and clashing and everything like that. We have this really epic moment where we're like completely dominating as blue team, but the zombie aliens have this special ability, this special unique playstyle, where basically they're having to put down these like taint nodes, which takes over the map, but it allows them to heal themselves too, and it kind of like blocks the human teams from actually making progress. So it's this thing of having to constantly juggle the human team who are trying to fight you, but also take down the zombie aliens too. I actually get killed here, which is really sad. I thought maybe I was going to be this uber boss, but no, I'm not. Now, as mentioned, this is hero-based, so you have this thing of that you are playing as unique heroes, different characters, and they are all playable in-game with in-game money, which is really badass. But I'm playing as Rook. Now, Rook is actually a character you gain later on, and you may be thinking, wait a minute, so if you've got characters you can gain later on, how do you actually get those characters if they're all playable in-game? Now, there is no kind of thing where there's like a roster that has like a free-to-play character that splits or anything like that. When you start the game, you have 3 characters that you can have. There's the guy with a flamethrower, which you can notice quite a bit, and then you have like a guy who can like use like a laser Gatling gun and a shield, and there's a dude with dual pistols who can do acrobatics. But this guy here, Rook, who I instantly fell in love with because I love the design of him, has this giant shield and he has a submachine gun. And he kind of reminds me of a paladin in a sense, because he can use the shield to kind of like slam down SWAT team style, and then kind of like go blind firing over it and kind of like hold the choke point. Really cool, really badass. And he also has a special ability where he can kind of like like create a shield around him and give him a little bit of a shield buff, which is kind of awesome. And then finally he can do like a jumping charge lunge shot. You'll notice that there are a lot of hero characters that can do that actually, which kind of throws me away a bit. But then you also have a character like at the top right, you may notice the guy with the shotgun who looks a little bit like a sniper. That is called Whiskey. Whiskey is a support character who can do like a hawk ability like Mordecai in Borderlands. And he also has the ability, as you can see there, the yellow circle, to heal people, which is a massive tide turner because it heals at such a fast rate that Whiskey is so important. But there are even more characters. There are snipers, there are tanks, there are DPS types, there are so many, and that's really cool. And there are also different types of zombie aliens you can play as too, because remember, there are two different kind of factions in a sense. You have humans and you have the zombie aliens. So what we're having to do here is, as mentioned, is take this middle area, and that allows us to gain some special perks. The first thing that it does is, by taking those little canisters that destroyed the taint nodes, is that by taking those canisters to the main circle in the air in the middle of the map, is that it actually levels up our defenses for our base. Because you may notice those turrets that we walked past at the beginning, that's to defend our actual main base, our spawn point, because the point of the game is to try and take those down, or for the timer to run out and for the zombie aliens to kind of win. That's how they kind of win. They can either take down one of your bases, or they can just wait for the timer to run out if they can hold back both human teams, which is kind of cool. I kind of like that. And by actually taking down this little node thing here and actually upgrading it, it also increases the special ability. Now, both human teams have a special ability, and it's shared across all the heroes, as I mentioned before. All the heroes do have like a special, like a unique personified special, but the uber kind of ability that they can all do, which is the same, this is the very exact same, is that they can turn into a mech, which is really cool. So it ends up having this thing where this dropship-like thing, like pod goes down, and then the hero turns into a kind of like a time-limited mech, which is really cool. I really love that. And that's kind of like your mega push ability. So you're going to see that in a second, actually, where one of my teammates uses it, then I use it, and really badass. Now, you may be thinking, well, if the human teams can turn into mechs, what can the zombie aliens do? Well, the zombie aliens, well, also, this is their main goal of them. They have to put down that taint node, and then they have to kind of, like, cover the entire area, and that actually allows them to be healed as well while they're pushing that advance, that defense as well. There's one of those mechs, really badass. I'm going to turn into a mech now in a second, too, which is, I love the animation look, so I end up, like, just taking down this canister, making sure the area is clear. The spawn nodes, kind of like the taint nodes, I guess I'm going to call them taint nodes because it just looks like taint all over the floor. It actually takes a long time to kill those, so what you have to do is you have to try and use like a high damage ability, which is to throw those canisters or use a mech. This is the mech, and the mech can actually do heavy damage to the alien monsters, so it means you have to team up with one of your fellow players to take one of them down, because the aliens are really powerful. Do not fight by yourself when going against an alien character, because again, they just have heavy melee damage, and it's one of those things. It's all about promoting that thing of humans are going to be weaker than aliens, so you have to try and work together as a team. But the thing about the aliens is they have their own special ability against the mech. They have the ability to drag the human players into their taint, which sounds like a really weird thing, and convert them onto their team. So it reminds me a little bit of Halo's Infection. You ever played Halo, the Infection mode, where basically if you get hit by the zombie with the sword, then you get turned into a zombie with a sword, and you have to take down the rest of your teammates, which were originally your friends. It's kind of like that. So it's this thing of, we're trying to push the advance here onto the alien swarm team, but we're going to get completely gangbanged here, and it's not something that we wanted to happen. I'm trying to use all my abilities to protect my team here. I'm sacrificing myself. I get downed, and he's going to drag me now. This is something that the alien swarm have to do. Drag you into their base, and now I get turned into an alien. Don't you think that is badass? I think that is such a cool concept, such a cool idea. So now I'm playing as the aliens, but it's this sense of that you're not losing. Because I could have been playing as the blue team and winning for them, but now I'm playing as the red team. So it's this thing of where you still have, like, even if you get turned over, you don't lose. You're just, like, helping each other. It's this thing of, like, you're getting put onto the other team to help them. And this is why at the beginning of the video, you may have noticed that there was 3 lanes of heroes. The aliens start at 2. So again, it's like this thing of like Halo Infection, where you only start as, I think it's like 1 or 2 characters, and then they have to try and like whittle down the survivors and stuff. It's that exact same thing. So the aliens are having to try and whittle down the enemy team by converting them onto their side, which you can then use to swarm one of the focus bases, like blue or yellow, and that's how you win. But that's kind of my issue with the game. That's kind of the thing that I don't really like about it, is that if you're playing as the red team, the aliens, you generally find that the blue and yellow team are kind of going after you. Like, they're trying to get to you as fast as possible, like it's a little bit of a race. So you find that they generally don't fight against each other, which is, maybe that's just kind of like growing pains to this game or something. I'm not too sure. Maybe the players are trying to get used to it and stuff. But I found for the majority of the time, even when I was playing as heroes, like the human guys, is that I'm going after the alien team because it's kind of like the thing in the middle of the map, and you're kind of miles away from yellow team or blue team if you're playing as one of the human factions. And so it's this thing of that you're constantly kind of just racing towards the alien horde, and I don't really know about that. I like that kind of like idea that maybe you'd have to work both teams down. So if you took down red, you'd then go for yellow. Like, you're taking them out of the equation in a sense, don't you think? So, as mentioned, in this one I get turned into the alien team, but I'm having to now defend against blue and yellow because they're both trying to race towards red, and that's how they gain their victory. So I don't know about that. Everyone's playing as the flamethrower character, that's one of the heroes that you can select right at the start, and everyone's playing as him as a default. So they're all just playing as flamethrower dudes. But it's this cool thing too of that even though I'm playing as the aliens have their own selection of heroes as well. So I'm playing as this dude who has the ability to lacerate people, which I believe actually takes off a giant chunk of their health by doing like a 360 slash. He has the ability to charge at people, which is really cool. So it's this thing where you can kind of line up behind a hero. You can see him getting dragged here. Look, and we actually work together by dropping that taint node down and turning him onto our side too. Is it going to be good enough to win the match now? Oh, I'm not too sure, but at least we got another friend. Could have zombie tea parties. I'm not too sure if zombie space mutants have tea parties, but it would be cool if they did. But sadly, our base is under attack, and it's this thing where if you're getting constantly distracted by another team, then the other team's going to get into your base and destroy it, and it's a lot of work, it's a lot of juggling, but it's an amazingly fun game, and I cannot wait to cover more of it. Again, each faction, the humans and the aliens, have their own heroes. Going to be adding more to them. It feels like it because at the moment there are only 3 different types of alien heroes, while there are tons of like human ones. But there's some really cool ones, like there are tanks, there are DPS types, there are supports. Loads of cool stuff, and it's really fun. It's a MOBA, and it's just really good like that. But I'd love to know your opinion of it in the comment section below. Let me know. I would love to know what's going to happen. It seems that my team base actually only has like 5% left. It looks like it's going to be a lose for us, but I kicked some serious butt here. I tried to drag this guy into my team base, but I get killed by the turret. Remember, you do have to try and take those turrets down and work towards the like human bases and take them down for a win as well. So that's kind of like your win victory for the aliens, is let the timer run out or take down a base. But either way, love to know your opinion on Kill Strain. I'm going to play some more of it. It's really cool. Let me know in the comments section below. Would love to know all of your opinions. We did lose, but whatever. It's me, Josh, aka Noir Proxy, and I'll see you all next time. Ciao for now.